Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Explain This. As always, I'm with the star of the show, Robin Riddle. Robin, how's it going?
Doing great. How about you?
I am wonderful. It's so great to be back in person recording today.
Yeah.
And we have just a great topic that
Absolutely.
I'm excited about that I have a feeling I'm going to adopt after this show. And the topic is the Mediterranean diet. We've talked a lot about it just in general. We're going to go a little deeper today.
Yeah.
So, Robin, tell us, start off, what is the Mediterranean diet?
So the Mediterranean diet is less of a diet and more just a way of eating. And that's what I love about this. You know, I tell all my patients, because people will come in, what kind of diet do I need to be on? My number one recommendation is whatever one you'll follow. So if I tell you to go eat keto and you hate eating that kind of food, you're never going to stick to it. So there's something different for everyone. Whatever works for that person that they can stick to as a lifestyle change, that's always my best recommendation. So being the Mediterranean diet, like I said, it's more of a way of eating than a calorie restricted diet per se.
Interesting.
So it's not necessarily counting calories and things like that. It's just the being conscious of the things that you're eating within it. So Mediterranean diet is focusing more on consuming lots and lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, organic as much as possible, good whole grains, nuts, legumes, seeds, fish, seafood, olive oil, those healthy fats, avocados. But we're keeping moderate amounts of dairy, so we're kind of lowering the dairy a little bit, and small amounts of red meat.
Okay.
And then if you're a wine drinker, 1 to 2 glasses of red wine a day is also kind of included in that Mediterranean way of eating.
That's interesting because it does seem like there is more wiggle room with the Mediterranean diet. You're not focusing as much on amounts except with red meat and, red wine, things like that. But it's a philosophy.
It is, yeah. So nothing is banned with this. There's nothing that it's like absolutely do not eat XYZ.
Okay.
So there's more flexibility within it. But you kind of, again, you adopt more of those fruits and veggies. You make your meals out of that. Your meats become the smaller portion in what you're doing. We want you to avoid processed foods as much as possible. Avoid, high sugar foods, refined carbs, sodas, things like that. But there's no one food it's like absolutely don't touch it, don't eat it kind of thing.
Interesting. So whole foods, basically everything you said is kind of what in my head is like good things to eat.
Yeah.
What are some of the benefits of adopting this lifestyle?
So the Mediterranean diet is one of the diets that has absolutely the most research behind it with the medical community. You know, there's a lot of diets out there that have kind of gone through phases over the years. Whole30, Atkins, Keto, Paleo. There's all kinds of different diets that you can do, and all of them have their benefits. But Mediterranean is the one that the medical community has researched the most, and it carries a ton of benefits. So heart health is one of them. Studies have shown up to a 25% lower risk for any sort of cardiovascular disease. Reduced risk of stroke. This applies only to women for some reason in the studies, but a reduced risk of stroke and lessened severity of strokes in people who did have them. This can actually help to prevent cognitive decline, so we're avoiding dementia and Alzheimer's with a diet like this. This can actually help prevent type 2 diabetes, or for those who are already insulin resistant or diabetic, we're getting better management and stabilization of blood sugar levels.
That sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, which, inflammation, we talk about that all the time. Insulin resistance, talk about it all the time. So that's a huge benefit. We're reducing inflammation, like I just said. So that also can help with arthritis, joint pain, things like that. Even cancer prevention. We're actually increasing. So if somebody has already had cancer, we're increasing survival rates, but we're helping to prevent cancers. 62% lower rate of breast cancer in women who are following a Mediterranean diet.
Wow.
So big benefit there. Decreased rates of depression, which part of this, I think, links to the fact that it also can help improve the microbiome of the gut. Eating all those fresh fruits and veggies, we're getting all that good fiber and prebiotics in our foods. I've always talked about how the gut is related to the brain. So Mediterranean diet helps improve the microbiome health of the gut. Therefore, we're reducing depression and anxiety risks as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
All from what you eat.
All from what you eat. I mean, you are what you eat. You hear that saying all the time. All health begins in the gut. So it would just make sense what you're putting in there is going to determine how your body feels. So when we're eating fresh and lean and organic as much as possible, it makes a really big difference.
Is this one of the more practical nutrition philosophies that you followed yourself or that you've coached people to follow?
Yeah, it's one of those when people ask me how I should eat, usually I throw out there either paleo or Mediterranean, depending on which way you tend towards. Some people really just can't stomach a lot of the veggies that you need to eat on Mediterranean. So if you only like 2 different vegetables, it makes it hard to make all your meals revolve around vegetables. So that's when I throw more paleo, like, hey, and we've talked about that one before. Mediterranean, I love all types of different fruits and vegetables, eat the rainbow. I love telling people that. You get tons of nutrients that way. So it is one that I talk about often. I still like incorporating poultry into it, eggs, letting people have some dairy, that red meat, because some people completely cut red meat with this, and some people still have some small servings of it. I like having a little bit in there.
I do too. Yeah. I would be one where I would have to have a little bit in there.
Yeah, like a lean cut. You want like a tenderloin or something, not a really fatty steak if you're going to have one, but it's still allowed.
So no real measurement is involved with this?
Not really, because when you're eating so healthy, it's hard to eat too much.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're eating French fries and hamburgers every day, your calories are out the roof. But when your meal is avocados and tomatoes and cucumbers and you've got some chicken in there and like some feta cheese thrown on, you're really not going to be in a calorie excess.
I love it. I love it. Guys, I think I might be adopting this one soon. I hope.
One.
Well, Robin, thank you so much for explaining to us the Mediterranean diet. Guys, as always, we will see you guys next time. But before I do that, I'm going to say, you name it, we explain it. And we'll see you guys next time.
Don't go away.